my beautiful friends. It's Izabela here, and I'm inviting for another epic episode that we're having here of the Leadership Power Hour, where we're having special guests join us here right now from Berlin, Germany. She's part of Dream Space Academy, and she has a big announcement to share. She is launching something amazing, and we cannot wait to hear what and why and how you can partake. Exactly. Cosmo, welcome. How are you?
Hello, good morning to you, Isabella, and good evening to people in Europe. I'm doing so good. Currently in Berlin, next week being back in Sri Lanka again to work at the spot at Dreamspace Academy, and I'm so happy that you are coming here to host me on the show because today I'm gonna make a big announcement to all of you,
Yay.
and I cannot wait to start this conversation. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you, Isabella.
Absolutely. Great to have you. So, first of all, you're working with Aravind, who created co-founder of the Dream Space Academy, that our colleague and friend we had on many shows prior, and also that we're constantly watching, that is being on so many stages.
Mhm.
That he's major disruptor, part of the, obviously, not only Berlin scene and innovation and social entrepreneurship, but also around the world. And something very special to his heart is that going on in Sri Lanka. So you are going to be physically present there. You're going to be living partially part-time in Sri Lanka. Is that what's going on?
Well, actually, I already lived there. I needed to come back for a bit. And these days, I've been meeting so many inspiring people here in Berlin that also supporting Dreamspace Academy. Next week, I'm going to be back at the spot to work along all the youngsters that want to make change in their community. And this is also like a new initiative from Dreamspace Academy called Dream Show, where we will be talking about, and I'm happy to explain you what will Dream Show be about, because Dreamspace Academy at first is a very nice thing, like a nice organization, very inspiring, and inspiring youngsters, local youngsters who don't have opportunities to do the things that I was opportunity to do. um, so yeah, now we want to reach out to all the youngsters in the world that are inspired and motivated to make change in their communities. And therefore, we're hosting or launching this show so that we are not only a platform for local youngsters in Sri Lanka, but all over the world.
Wow, what amazing vision and goals. So yeah, you're following in the footsteps of already the huge vision of Dream Space Academy, right? And now
Mm.
you're expanding and going further and creating Dream Show, where you guys can have a chance to have these dialogues, where you're going to be the hosts and you're going to have a phenomenal guest coming in and helping youth, starting obviously with Sri Lanka, but everywhere else, to learn the skills, get more information, connect, and not only survive but also thrive in different environments that are being disadvantaged, right?
Correct. Yeah. So we are mostly like our target group at the academy is underserved youngsters who really have a motivation to make change inside their communities, because we see in Sri Lanka, to give you a bit of background of what we do over there in Sri Lanka, is that our Dreamspace Academy was founded 3 years ago because of the founder, Arvind Panch, as well as Kishot. They fled from the war, and when they came back to Sri Lanka after the war, they saw that there was a massive impact caused on the socioeconomic and environmental ecosystems. And although there were many international aids coming to provide support, it led to really imported solutions, which they thought would be helpful, but didn't really solve the challenges sustainably. So therefore, they initiated Dreamspace Academy, which will empower the locals at the ground who face those challenges firsthand to gain skill sets and to eventually form a grassroots innovation or a startup that will solve the challenges sustainably.
Wow, that is so powerful. Uh,
Mm.
and you're spot on, and that is really hard to obtain, right? And then when you see the opportunity, then you have to do something about it. And specifically, when you care about the people, you wanted to make sure that you do something. And I love the vision that Ara created with Kishot and how they come together from similar experiences, but deep love for their country, for their nation. And then thinking about the day we're not long ago in those shoes of those youngsters, right? And then how do you do something like that? So what is new? I know you launched so many different projects, and you guys innovated and find some amazing solution. You scaled it to micro businesses, but yet they're really impacting a larger scale. So do you mind sharing some of those exciting things that you guys already been doing?
Yeah, of course. So mostly we empower people with challenge based learning, and we really see a challenge and make a solution for this. And already many startups and rolled out of this program. So one of them is an underwater glider in Sri Lanka. You have and blue ecosystem surrounded the land area that is 7 times as big, but no one was ever watching or taking data from the ocean that was really needed to protect the oceans. So right now, our maker Sanjivan was 18 years old when he came to us, and he really wanted to build something to protect the oceans. So then he innovated or used this open source innovation called an underwater glider, which glides underwater for 6 months, and it collects.
Wow.
Yeah, for 6 months he made this innovation, and then it glides underwater and collect this multi-parameter data that is essential and crucial to protect the oceans in Sri Lanka. And maybe you've heard about like the catastrophic thing that was happening in Sri Lanka. This ship has let all this oil into the ocean, and what we were able to do now was like to see from an helicopter view how it polluted the ocean. But underwater, what was needed, like this data, we never had the data of what was like the damage that was caused by this catastrophic event. So therefore, like an underwater glider will really help to bring solutions and to gain the data. Now we were a bit too early, but next things that will be happening, Sanjivan will be a really heroistic partner. And then of course we all have faced many challenges these years, especially now COVID was coming. And as we are doing challenge based learning, we also found solutions that we converted the tradition of peace building into digital peace building. So our makers, they did great initiative to act against hate speech online, to act against misinformations online that is causing a lot of tension in between the communities in Sri Lanka. And they have created this platform, for example, that attacks those hate speeches and misinformation. Yeah, many more things were happening. I'm so happy to update you about everything. One other thing I can share is an initiative that was formed. It's called Trash for Trade. And if you walk on the beaches in Sri Lanka, you will see a lot of trash on the beaches. It is really hurting me also. So our maker Gianton has developed this machinery where you put in the trash, and this will transfer it into usable cups or spoons or those things, so that the trash is really being recycled or upcycled.
Oh, that is fantastic. So you've taken a lot of life changing, environment changing solutions that are going to be more sustainable, they're going to be more eco friendly, and obviously affecting positively people, nature, animals. I mean, all the species basically. Because Sri Lanka has amazing, amazing, beautiful, not only culture, but also wildlife, right? And it's some amazing forests and whatnot. So, do you mind sharing a little bit for our audience that obviously you grew up in Europe, you were from Holland, you decided to live in Sri Lanka. What prompts you to travel there and stay and work and live there?
Okay, so this is going way back, but this is also why I formed the show, because I decided honestly to follow my way in life. And my way is maybe a bit of a different way than others do, but I like to be different. So what for my mission in life is, honestly, there's so many things happening in the world that are really hurting me. So I thought, okay, instead of being frustrated of all those things that hurt me, let's bring let's bring hope to this world. And we are here, all here, able to bring this hope to the world. So my honest, like my initial mission is to build a school that is called the School of Life. And now, right now, I'm still following my School of Life. So I was looking around and seeing, looking up organizations that have kind of the same vision. And when I found Dream Space Academy, when they won the Peace Director Award for being the best initiative for peace building, directly found the yes inside of me, and I knew I need to go to Sri Lanka. So I went to Sri Lanka, and over there they are using a whole different type of education. Also, they have like we started 3 years ago, and we are already educating people to build their startups. But they have a vision that goes beyond that, because like eventually we are forming this eco village, but this is not only an eco village, this is a village where people live communal, they co-create, they co-live, they co-educate. So in this village will be kind of a school of life, like with new learning principles. And yeah, people from all over the world will be able to come there to co-innovate and tackle the sustainable development goals. So yeah, I found my hope, and this is why I went to Sri Lanka. And this was my mission behind it. And then I thought, okay, we see right now what is being done to our environments in Sri Lanka. But I know, and I'm like the guardian of partnerships, so I'm talking to a lot of inspirational international partners like you, Izabela. And what I saw is there is so much inspiration that needs to be shared. Also, today I was in Berlin, I was meeting partners. Honestly, I had to cry because of happiness, because I saw there is not like there's so many people who their main purpose is really to help others and really to establish those change maker industries, and really to bring this light back, in these dark days especially. And then I thought, okay, let's start a show where people from all over the world can join, and they can listen to a conversation with people that really lead to inspire. And for me, the most important thing is to highlight what got them there, because there's many people, like I am still young, like the people in Sri Lanka who are still young, who still need to be inspired how to come there, because you have walked the road, Isabella, which could be a big inspiration to others that are still young and indecisive of what they want to do or how they want to do, and what would be your greatest lesson to teach them to follow this path, to do it their way. And this is basically why I initiated also the Dream Show.
That is beautiful. I love the story and I love your passion and what your own desire and drive. But when you also arm with people like Arvind and others, right, then it's like easier, quicker, better, greater way to make that happen. Specifically,
Mhm.
when you have that shared vision, shared mission, goals, and then everything else. We're having here some of our colleagues here. Shay saying hello. Thank you, Shay, for joining us.
Hi,
And
Jay.
we will have you back, and it's great to have someone like you to partner with on this journey with Ireland and Bahar or everybody else. But we're also having an educator. Liga is joining us from Costa Rica. She is one of the educators, and she, I'm sure, is thrilled and will have so many questions because, again, launching the Dream Show to cater for youth. I'm sure Liga has a lot to say and share because she's the one also that is doing a lot of disruption in educational space through positive psychology, through positive environments and whatnot. And then we're having another colleague here that is joining us, giving us a lot of support that we're super grateful for having you here with us. So feel free to ask the question. And then Liga is saying that she believes that the best thing we can do is to surround her by inspiring people like you too. Oh, you're so sweet. Leah, you are also inspiration to us so many. And it's so beautiful to also see that educators are seeing tremendous need to disrupt old model of education, right? And I love what you said. You're going to create eco villages and new environments and the different ways of learning so that we can learn from each other, we can support each other, and also to share the resources, because we don't necessarily need all the crazy too many different things, but we need more than ever opportunity, that sense of belonging, right? And
Yeah.
opportunity to challenge status quo and opportunity to do more. So with that in mind, back to you, Cosmo. So Dream Show came as a vision, an opportunity to dialogue with people who already walked the path, right? So that others can learn from. Um,
Hmm.
but your premise is also to really engage the youth around the world. So, based on your work in Sri Lanka, what youth is craving? What do they are looking for? What they're telling you they want more of?
So of course, exposure to people who've already walked the path, and in different communities it will be different needs also. To look at Sri Lanka and to look at my own perspective of being young and a playful and cheerful child who really wants to do their way. In Sri Lanka, it's more challenging to really choose for this path. Is there's so many expectations from parents, mostly from societies. You will gain status by becoming a doctor, lawyer, or engineer. So most of the children there are forced in those positions, and the parents don't see the need for those other industries, those other change maker industries. So I am sitting there and working with very heroistic people who really went against all those like stereotypes, and really we needed to convince their parents as well, and some of their parents don't even support them. But they know I want to do it my way, so therefore, and I read this quote today, like you need to surround yourself with people that fuel you, and this is what we want to create. So there's people with different interests. Of course, we have people who want to become photographers and through stories, like share stories that are really needed to be heard. So therefore I would love to expose them to people who have already walked the path of photography, right? But there's also ocean biologists who are really inspired by other ocean biologists. So I want to give that fuel like to them, to energize them in what they are.
Wow. So bringing those amazing early adopters and disruptors, right?
Mm,
And bringing them in and having an opportunity to learn and dialogue and identify them, because world is full of them. And I can't agree more how important it is to have people that are positive, as Liga was mentioning, as you were mentioning, and surround yourself with people that want to lift you up, not to tear you down, that wanted to support you and also wanted you to flourish. And it's all about that, isn't it?
it is, it is. Yeah. And then, like, I have so much respect for those who do this, because I'm working with people who are as old as me and they need to take care of their whole family. Can you imagine? I cannot. So yeah, it's really inspiring, and thank you all for giving so much comments. I see Leah um responding again.
Yes, and she's talking about how it's important when we have a great leadership, right, and great communities. That's how it also changes landscape of schools and how they're changing everything in the classrooms. But when we're having on contrary things, then people don't get motivated and don't learn as much, and they don't think that they can do much, right? So
Mhm.
all educators should realize how important it is to work with positive leadership of our students. We can't agree more, and fortunately we're lacking of a lot of leaders, right now we have one of the biggest deficits in terms of what's going on in the world, the quality of the leaders, specifically right now, and the ones that are going to have the skill set that can lead in the future. So it's also a great opportunity for every other youth, for your youngsters as you call them, to come and join and be the part of the solution, right?
Mhm.
And start
Correct.
building the leadership skill set early, and then from there help them to figure out who they are and which industry they want to partake. So I'm super excited. You mentioned some really great innovative solutions that they already did through your groups, through the Dream Space Academy. But I'm curious, what is coming, like with this coming year? What do you see as one of your priorities, and what do you see already that is coming forward with new innovations and disruptions and creativity? Please share, tell us a little bit more of those stories.
Okay, okay. So right now, currently, we have three life cycle makers in our so-called personalized empowerment model, which is about 5 steps, and it takes about 18 months before we identify the right maker until it becomes a startup. So right now we have three life cycle makers with different challenges they want to solve in different areas. And one of our, like, first of all, our challenge, or our priority is really to develop them and to evolve them into becoming this change maker, right? So this is our first priority. But also it's going to be so much fun this year, because in the past years we had more life cycle makers who made like these grassroots innovations, but they are not built to just like be in a like a museum of nice grassroots, right? We are building them to bring them out, to really bring these innovations into the field. So we have a few innovations that are now realized and going to be brought into the field and really being started as an organization also. So this is, I think, our main priority this year, to really evolve the startups and grassroots innovations that already came out of the life cycle, as well as still empowering those who are in the life cycle. And during the past months already, a lot of developments came that will realize those goals, because we are building now a small manufactory that really can make the prototypes and really can start the manufacturing of those products. We are building our capacity up of educating more people next to our life cycle, to really give them boot camps in our multidisciplinary labs that vary from financial modeling, business modeling, storytelling, art, electronics, software, biotechnology. We have like all labs. And we will be giving, hopefully in person again, if COVID is letting us, those boot camps. So those are the three focus areas that we are really going to focus on. And yeah, I hope, personally, I hope to partner up with a lot of great people that will also support Dream Space Academy with their skill sets, with their knowledge, with their yeah, support us in what we do to grow.
That is beautiful. And what I love about that, you have the great blueprint. You already practice what you preach. You already had a success. You already seen what that does to community, what that does to that individual. But I also love the process, that it's taken a little bit of time, and also it's a method to it. It's easy to follow, but also all the great ideas to put to fruition take a little bit of time as well. So I'm super excited, not only to learn more about that process, but also one of my quests and a mission for the next year, for example, which is so close to home, is solving a refugee crisis. So I cannot wait to partner on multiple levels with Dream Academy, as well, Dream Space Academy, I'm sorry, as well as a Dream Show, and see how we carve and change all those pain points that affect us, right? Because now we have possibilities are endless, right?
Possibilities are always endless. And with problems, there also come more solutions. So yeah, we have a lot to work on these years, Isabella. And also because I'm introducing a dream show at this moment, I'm also happy to tell the viewers at this moment that you will be the first guest of our show.
Wow.
So I will going through your walk. I will see like what has led you to be the person that you are today, and you can share your inspiration to those people who are still at the start of jumping into this big pool of opportunity, to show them like what have you learned along the way, and what can you share to them as your biggest advice. So for the people who are interested, who are watching right now, please come to join our show on the 8th of December, because we're gonna hear from you.
That is fantastic. So not only she is announcing that the first show, the first episode of the Dream Show that is powered by Dream Academy, Dream Space Academy, we are going to also have me back and have me to be a guest. Oh my goodness, what can you ask for more? Thank you for the honor, and I am really thrilled because I believe also as a former educator, and as Liga would say, once you're educator, you will never stop to be educator, right?
Mhm.
So we're always wanted to see, and just actually recently I was being part of the conference that was for over 5 or 6 weeks that had a youngsters and youth from all over the world, but specifically from Asia. And a lot of Middle Eastern Asian countries. And you spot on. They're looking up to good role models. They're looking
Mm.
people that will support and will help them to gain visibility, to gain momentum. They're looking for mentors. They're looking for great educators, but more than anything, to be accepted so that
Mm.
they don't feel isolated, that they know that they have something to offer, and being accepted exactly as who they are. The social economic privilege or lack will not differentiate how they're going to be treated. And I think we have so many years to go around that, but nothing as a present time to give a chance, right?
Yeah, let's do it already in as far as we can share our experience in being accepted and accepting others, and really also encouraging others who choose this path. Because as you say, there's so many people motivated and wanting to have these mentors and wanting to do things. So let's inspire them and give them this courage of doing what they do.
And I love because our guests are joining us from different parts of the world. Also, Dr. Usha is joining us from South Africa. Great to have you with us. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. We had a
Good
Lanka that
evening.
is joining us from Costa Rica. We have a Shay that joined us from Dublin, Ireland. And then we're having others that are joining us from Asia and Middle East. So that is how beautiful tapestry, just even running these little live shows and opportunities to connect and also hear quick response and perspective and opportunity to connect later after show is over, and
Mhm.
find those strategic partners, right? And people that you want to associate with and be part of.
Yes, so for those who are interested to be a part of the show and really want to share their skills in leadership and their story that is worth to be told, please connect with me and Dream Space Academy, because we are happy to hear more from you.
And this is what Liga is saying, and I cannot agree more that yes, her mission and vision, what she's trying to do, it's phenomenal. Her passion is selling me multifold. We're also here seeing the father of the little girl here that is joining us from India. Niloy is with us. Thank you so much for Niloy for your comment. It's Thank you for supporting to see that this is not only motivating and the uncertainty of times we're here. Yes, like your daughter needs other role models, and this is a great opportunity for your daughter to follow, not only follow what Cosmo has to share, but to follow Dream Space Academy, and also to follow Dream Show, because the youth around the world might find surprising where they will find that next mentor with next great opportunity with shared vision and opportunity to provide lights, yes, and plethora of information in these challenging times. You're spot on. Thank you so much. And then now we're having also Luke van der Lang. She is sharing that this is really being super inspirational. Thank you so much. Absolutely glad to hear support from adults, like all these people that are being showing up and commenting. They're professionals. They accomplish so much in their own rights, and it's beautiful that they're taking time on their busy schedule, during the work or after the work, depending which part of the world you are, to show up. And
Mhm.
magic happen when we show up, right? So tell us a little bit of your story, how you showed up, how you discovered Dream Space Academy, and look at where you right now.
Me personally.
Yes.
Yeah, so like I said, Dream Space Academy came like magic to me. It came at the right moment. I wanted to choose my way, and I my way is like building this new education system that is needed in the world. And therefore Dream Space Academy already allows a great platform for people in underserved communities. But I was looking at it and I thought, I wish there was a platform like this for me back home, because because there is so much need to do it in a different way. And yeah, there's a long way to go for me personally. I'm connecting with so many beautiful people, and I hope this connection will lead to more and more, and eventually building this eco village where I was talking about. And um yeah, I'm just on my way to inspiration, and right now I'm soaking it all in. So I'm also wondering, Isabella, when you were as old as me, 22 years old, what were you wanting to become?
That is so interesting question. An exact age that you were telling me, that is the age that I came to United States as a refugee. And
Okay.
after being in 5 different countries in Europe and going through a lot of changes in when the climate, how it was also at that time in 90s refugee crisis, how refugees have been portrayed, treated, and also how much major disruption was there, right? No matter how much you assimilate in the culture, you learn the language, there were so many issues with the whole concept of of refugee crisis and how it's handled. And then this very painful journey to prove my refugee status, to show up, and then to start from scratch after fourth or fifth time. But the
Mm,
biggest hurdle for me was I had to start study all over again, not only the language, the culture, but also the undergraduate degrees because of credits and all this craziness. How what you cannot accept or what you cannot have. There were just so many different things. And I just want to say for all the youngsters, and why I'm also leveraging and using your story is Cosmo is a huge role model for the youth too. If you didn't had a bigger vision, bigger than yourself, you will never put yourself out there, and you will never discover Dream Space Academy, right?
mm,
And what it adds, and not only now you discover, but you part of the Dream Space Academy, you're one of their major contributors, you work with hand to hand with the founders, visionary of that, right? And now you're expanding and fulfilling your vision and dream because it's dream and vision of so many, and that is the beauty. So for me, that's changed so much personally because environment US and climate US in the last few decades, it's very, very different. And there's just so much change that occurred. But the beauty is I had a chance and opportunity to self-discover and try so many different things and do so many different things. And now at this trajectory of my life, I'm very clear what I am doing. And that's exactly what you were saying, surrounding myself with the like-minded individuals and creating magic and solving the most complex issues in the world. And I will be able to share more next year. But the topics and the solutions that we're going to be putting, we'll let you do education, but we'll cover some other pain points
mm.
that are out there.
Yeah, but thank you so much for sharing this story, Isabella. And I can imagine that all of this hurdle eventually made you so strong to really unfearfully go beyond what you want. And then you said you started from scratch, so this is also my aim to show to people who are maybe already on their way or not even finding their way yet, or still at scratch, to talk to people like you, to be an inspiration. Like, okay, you are here now, but you can become here. And like you said, you can have a vision that is bigger than yourself. Even when it feels impossible, the impossible is gonna be possible. And therefore it's really important to hear about stories that of people who've went through a lot of things but made it to the top, and thriving there to also inspire others to come at the top.
Yes, because a lot of times people think it's just to get to the top and that's it, right? But the journey, the process,
Mm.
who you going with, and then even whatever it means that, oh, you think you accomplished this and now I'm done. No, actually, you then start to see other peaks in the distance, and then you start
Yes.
seeing bigger vision, and the journey never really ends and never really stops unless you chose to. And but I think when we chose to stop, I feel like then might as well be dead because we're not growing, we're not challenging ourselves, right? And youth right now, it's hungry, full of energy, one direction, wanted to preserve their passion, and more than anything, they want to preserve their dreams, right?
Mm.
Your
Yeah, yeah,
dream
yeah.
to disrupt education. What else is in that dream? Ecosystem, villages, building amazing communities, right?
Yeah, so the point you just touched is also a point I'm always touching with the people where I'm working with, because it's so easy to constantly look at the top and really like running through there. And then I say, look at this mountain. Maybe you see the top and you look around and there's some flowers around. So really enjoy every step, right? Maybe you see a bird flying. That is so inspiring to see. Sometimes you slip off of a rock and you will fall, but then you learn that you're not gonna drop that rock again and you stand up again and go to the top. But really enjoy every step of coming there, because I think the journey is the most enjoyable instead of the top itself. And yeah, after reaching the top and you see more tops, sometimes you have to go to a doll again to reach another top, but the journey is the most important.
That is so true. And a lot of times, again, when we think we made it, then you realize, oh my God, this is just the beginning sometimes. It's
Yeah.
the beginning of the next layer, or because everything in the world is changing, technology is changing, environments are changing, people are changing, right? So we have so much to tap into that. So, Cosmo, before we close and wrap up for today's session with this amazing announcement for everybody that is now maybe just joining towards the end or wanted to have a clear direction what's coming next, could you tell them what is the vision again about a dream show
So
that you're launching on December 8th and that you are bringing so many thought leaders actually around the world to partake? So please.
yeah, okay. So people, for people who are just joining in again, welcome to the show today. And I'm really happy to introduce the Dream Show that will be hosted on the 8th of December, what you said. And really my aim of starting this Show is to talk with people that lead to inspire, right? To talk to them and ask them like, what was your journey, where did you go through, how can you inspire those who are still at the beginning point of walking this mountain. How can you advise them to climb the mountain, and how would you what would you maybe also tell to you when you were younger, right? So I'm hosting this show. I'm gonna launch it soon for people who are so motivated to make change in this world, the needed change. And like you said, the only thing that is not changing is that everything is constantly changing. So yeah, I'm gonna host a show for those who want to make change, and I'm gonna talk with people that lead to inspire and ask them how did they come to be where they are at today, and share their inspiration.
So the show full of dreams and full of hopes and opportunities to actualize those dreams by people that already did that, right? Or that
Mm,
want to help because they're a little bit smarter or a little bit wiser, just because they have a little bit of more experience, right? And they can
mhm,
help the younger generation to do something very quickly that is going to make a tremendous difference. What a
mhm,
great vision, what a great mission. And reason why I'm saying Cosmo, even in my book years ago that I published, I always go back. What was your dream back when you were a little girl? And what is your dream today? Because we,
mhm,
as we get older, we get so many responsibility going on. We get so serious. We get detached from our dream, and which is really our purpose why we're ultimately here, right?
mhm, for
And you are
sure.
the young woman on the mission. Oh my goodness. One of the missions is to do what? Tell us more.
So one of the missions, of course, is to help others to walk their path, and my personal mission is to build this school that will my personal mission. It came also from a hurdle because I love learning, but school made it so difficult for me to learn. It was so boring for me to be in school and learn all these topics because there was life inside of me, right? So I understood the concept of learning. For at first understood it just completely wrong, but because now I understand that learning is the most beautiful thing in the world. Learning is growing, and at the time I decided now that I want to build a school that is built for the kid that I was, that the school that I hope to have, that will teach me about nature, that will teach me about personal leadership, that will teach me about how can I find my dream and how can I follow that. So this is the school I will build, and at Dream Space Academy, it is a really great foundation to start this school, as we have so many networks going on with people that are also completely up for transformational education in Dream Space Academy itself. We transform people through education. So yeah, this is it.
That is beautiful. And I love that. Again, as an educator, I can't agree more as someone who's been educated in 5 different countries and 5 different languages, Cosmo. I've read
Mm.
some books of same historic event with 5 different spin-ons. I mean, talk about, I feel like my brain will just explode, right? But I also realize in order to get done what I have to do so that I can play in the area where I want to play,
Of
I
course.
have to endure it, right? But
Mhm.
right now, more than ever, there are alternatives, there are different choices, there are different opportunities, there are different and new and better solutions. And that's
Mhm.
what's so exciting. And you spot on, not everybody learns the same way, and we're confined in the same mold. But the beauty is that your educational platforms can be virtual, can be expanded and open to people around the world. They don't have to be in one particular location. So you have so many things going on for you due to amazing technology and innovation and great vision, right? Without that vision and with that spark in your eyes and the vision and the fire, nothing will move. Would you agree with that?
Let's do it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So for everyone that has been here, that is watching, that is being listening, that is being engaging, that is being welcoming and sharing from Henrique to Mehdi to Luke to Nilo to Liga, Dr. Usha, and so many others, we really wanted to say thank you so much for being amazing contributors, for being with us here, for joining us from different parts of the world, for caring, for willingness to listen to this youngster here and her amazing share and a vision. And we cannot wait to see and support her and on this journey and what she's going to do. Okay, so with everything that we shared, any closing comments, remarks? I know you have a places to go and things to do, young lady, in Berlin, Germany. So have some great Mozart Kugels for me.
Yes, Isabella, can I ask you something as a closing?
Please.
Okay, so as you are where you are now, do you have an advice that you wish to know when you were still a young girl?
Oh my
You are
goodness.
still young and flourishing. I know. I see. I
Yes,
see.
you're so sweet. Absolutely. I know what, like younger self, I know exactly what you're asking, of course. To be honest, what I would say is be more bold. Be more bold and don't let it to be stoppable. Be unstoppable. Don't let anybody to stop you. Even and I have to say, journey a lot of times, even for things I was doing, I was my own cheerleader before I could find others to cheer me on. And a lot of
Mhm.
times I disrupted and I did Mission Impossible. But I also retried because I didn't like just the process to do all of it by myself. And luckily now with internet, with technology, and with all these opportunities, issues that I had it 20 years ago, 25 years ago, or 15 years ago are different issues, and they're solved. And I just wanted to say that generation, the youngsters that we have right now, are having the best conditions to disrupt, to innovate, and solve, as well as to fulfill their
Mm.
dreams. And that is also my mission. I want to make that sure that that unfolds and that helps. But thank you for asking that great question.
No worries. And for me to talk out loud, my advice now, right now, is to enjoy every step I take, even the Mission Impossibles, and be unstoppable.
That
Yeah.
is brilliant. And that's my very often I use that mission impossible till I prove them it's possible. And I've proved so many times, but gets exhausting, right? Because
Uh,
if you're doing all of it by yourself, the
mm,
beauty is you creating gorgeous conditions and cultivating great environment where you don't have to, when you have people that are cheering you on. So I will also advise find people that believe in you. Sometimes when you don't even believe in yourself, they will be needed more than ever, but
mm,
also surround yourself with people that share your goals, vision, and mission, and they're not afraid to see you bypass them or succeed or create something early on just because they did not achieve certain things at that age.
mm.
We need to be very conscious, conscientious, and truly genuinely supportive of others people's success.
Let's do it. I think this is the most wonderful closing to this session.
Let's do it indeed.
Make each other deserve, yes.
Yes, let's show it versus just tell it, right? And with that
Mm,
in mind, Cosmo will show you something amazing starting when she's launching her own show, Dream Show, powered by Dream Space Academy, when she will have a chance actually to launch it first week of December on December 8th, and the rest, as they say, will be the history. So guys, make sure to connect with Cosmo as well, and continue to supporting everybody globally that is moving the needle forward. And she's looking for great guests, people that want to inspire and have a lot to share. But more than anything, guys, I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for showing up today.
thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you also, Isabella, for hosting this event. I'm so grateful.
Absolutely, sweetheart. This is great because how can you say no to something like this? You just made a spark in me as well. And I'm like, can't wait to go to visit Sri Lanka now. Love to
Let's go.
travel.
You're so welcome. And everybody is welcome. Yes. So, yeah.
Okay,
We see you
fantastic.
in Sri Lanka.
Fantastic. And for anybody that cannot support, always you can give something. It's always ways to give. So we'll talk about it, how you can give and how you can be part of something amazing and something great. Okay, guys, have a great rest of the day and chat soon. Cheers.
Bye.